Bon.
Kaya dalaway si Markel Bokale will to town merkaw daitorio marogul ministers amalang sa daitorio Vice President rogul ministers Happy Education Awareness Week. Oy, akikadep man diak mamang tringi kita waisel practice rigi del lomrang usil sa rubak makatmo akmo wadi amay kun sa Pastor Chan Club ngarsel omgulela biblia mongokore mo maskita opening prayer.
Okay. If it's okay, just share a verse before I pray. It's found in Galatia chapter 6, verse 9. It says, Melagabo the masal el meru laungil, eladhi do la molma el meru laungil, ekadamoma rhythm alama belsel. In English it says, and let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. These words are written to the church, but they apply to our life every single day. Don't give up doing right. God's going to bless. Let's pray. Dolulu. God, we come to you now and we thank you for this great nation. We thank you for the principles and the truths that it's been founded on. God, I pray that you would encourage the leaders here this morning that represent this nation. God, I pray that they would not give up doing what is right. God, that they would continue to follow you and your truth. God, I thank you for the biblical foundation that this nation has. God, I thank you for the leaders that you have provided for this nation. And God, I pray that you would continue to encourage them. I see several faces here this morning that remind me of the hard work that it is to lead a nation. God, I pray that you would give them strength, energy, and God, that you would give them courage to stand up and do what is right in the face of evil. God, I thank you for this time this morning. I pray that you would bless this time and use it for your glory. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Malawil tutao. Thank you, Pastor Clapp. Maral otro ulang gira dan berang asula rubakal Dios. Berang asula gira la te ledan artera la silsil ngarami mokal bulu ol dang sri ol gira angle. Maklangal tanga tani amla masjid. Edu tial tial otro le podosusra ay budul maraklay marbugul belaw pilung ma ebiraklay mar masil belaw. Vice President Oilo nga umagadala tutao ma ministers rogoy ma tigal directors ma AG tigal tumutaltal podosusra President of Senate Baules marogul senators Speaker Anastasio marogul delegates Malamos mora Speaker Anastasio Speaker Ganay marogul delegates madiregal governors Governor Paloy marogul governors Speaker Thomas marogul Speaker Sayabek Belu mar other olbin mar bekel other belaw ngarang ayang al morhot charigi mangara ikla blur berala al sils diregal mal will total morar other media kaya kita kamal full house umeseng artiang misraklay Island Times ma TMC ang awak la ma diregal Mr. Uludong at belaw ma diregal wave amisung yama so komran sulang al artiang al tutol el kotoklol ngar aleda waisan mar other blessing na igir rogul kita mok giri rabek sins ma bodomule first thing el sodro morulle tang artiang tigel adra sel al uka Earth Day Earth Month gida me sa bekel ragra April ngari sel gida recognizing Earth Day mendekal sodal di one tal silsel the recognizing mo the whole month of April the recognize was tial lugal klari tial al environment tial gired el malwalori milisiri matmokri el gida ultuni osperi gira la klari gida bekel sils martel alol المرالمي من adilungi le pabodomul edolngi tertrigal adalti al committee ma no seorgid alme the saying artial proclamation we're going to read it word for word chende kol summary block lalli me the saying okay كده دير قد صاد الديمو وايس واسه كده غوت البلاغ رموذ غمرا لو اسه قد متقلل بلو الأذرة أبتغل النية أموريون متقلل لوغلا قلنا رجل سيل الاس دي جي 14 ام صادرة ضاو ما سيل سستينبل يسرا هذا بيت كلو تطلع يجر روغول النية أقلنا على سيل هذا بيجي هذا المغلول ومليسي make sure ending ari this other rising ase gida mal ngata adar belaw el seguid el rumud el gida malwal urtial lugla qnar gid tian lomre qadra gida amle qot el blue rablu la el ratifiers el BB&J treaty sesel ya matmok la yel wal ursel الضاب اللي نرى يكرلا يجي لينيا قرنسيت ارتيال بلولاد of course يجي دام غلي رايجا رجولا بلورا بلولاد بولول تيراق رجيد ملامو غلاقرا دارت البلو املا ساين دندرجة 18 املا راتيفاي مندي السلا باسيفيك هذا دريغل المغلي ارتيلو اسين بريد راتيفاي and hopefully by the UN Ocean Conference يقدم لا ريتشرا سيل الجول رجيد ال 60 because that's what you need to ratify. I think we should be proud as a nation. The ratification process require all be ratify. I gal maybe rablo ulam meo all be it all be kita malam real. That's why FSM amal qoram lo igang le tiram le first sign nditim lo onge del ratify. On there onge with I think lo onge with. So anyway. Marshall said they're ratified just a few weeks ago. So anyway, mang kadamaral meringa sulir trigel el tira un museo orgidra tial urtera 2024 meringa sulir sel gamitil nia ukmon museo orgidra aurol girela Earth Day 2025 and of course we need the private sector and the government. So sulang ang artialom tera private sector. NGOs, it's about all of us working together. El girela gidam dengila sea a klung yolela a lugela a klugu grid a ultuira am CC el gaut kled maringil el girela ungil omoriom ila klung yolela arbekel la adra blue velo. So masel thim rigid aladik iwitia tia waqmed قد قاو كلادم الجيري لاويل أو مريوم الموكلون يولل أويل كلوغو غريد investing in our community, safeguarding our investments for a cleaner future. So, proclamation 25/392 declaring the month of April 2025 as National Earth Month for the Republic of Palau and recognizing Earth Day, April 2022. So, we're signing it until March 19, 2025. Okay. Chula. Chula. Okay, قرادي update رجيت كده درجة ملال ملارا بلورا شابال نصيد الموت الوك ممتع رجيت المارسل داسين World Ocean Forum that was sponsored by the Nippon Foundation in collaboration with well, it's the Economist. It's magazine el Domestic Economist. They do this every year. Uk no temel morablo shabal ani Nippon Foundation amle host. Gida amdeno se sel duk tumura tel dabe gida recognize gida blodo se gida we're the leaders when it comes to ocean management and protection. Dirigam lao sa ngar sel mugela president ra Marshall Islands the haini no tele del uk madadu share ayel de qadil experience yid ayel gida atmaq al murul girel amorium ra بالواف mga lera bluna dro se momoru lang ara elim ende kat se eldi kamam egi da di mengelo se sel dungura atogora tia lugelak lang ara gid esel ngia gotel impact ri lang atogora climate change. Of course etiga diri katso na se mga opinion ri gidra elaluk plabol ngoda el tela blulada mang namuda climate change ngara natural disaster di close to tela I think gidra our partners ri and now more importantly than ever it's about working together el milisi irsegid el rurungulet as a specific nations el help rablula mo understand the challenges ergid diri close to tela Albania Pacific Cup maktiri kami mentioning ira selo se sel bidar Australia mo hostra Pacific Cup close to tela mergida adra taheyoleng ngu sel londibel el mera taheyom tuk mo understand the challenges ergid ديال الغرا ميدل ايست مالو بينجل بلو سل بيتال بلو اليوم من باويل سداس كيرا الشيفت تاع الفوكس الميرا تاع بيتال البلو كده دريغ المدينه ولا ترى تشالنج اللي فيسني قدمنا تيبل ديسكاسينج هذا غارسيا قال بلو راتا هيو they're faced with economic challenges and we've got to expand our blue economy rigid. So get them saw that sustainable fisheries how do we increase a selnia a value dungura a igalgida umgrole engara al sel tial al tahi rigid gidim lar sel قد مشير يل الوقت سيلو برا سولومون ايلاندز سير دانغار سel ومساودر تيال السستينابيلتي تيرا ادبد السيل دونغورا ايمول البياض التونه غادي يملا 6 سنس سي اول الشيرا باسيفيك تيال تونه موترال كميد تبلوك كلو مغراي قال بلورا باسيفيكا موتماجي الموتر مو كلور سيل النيا ارا لنغاني غير مورترال سيل تيال الدبد عمرنا سيم تيجينا بريزنت ريفيو 2000 I think in 2009 أرسل sign أرسل البلاو سينغران خلال agreement ده سيل بلاو agreement para PNA نقول سبير أتقول واسي جيدا المو OPEC را أتقول أتونا إن قدام المول مرسجيد الودا. So just to give you an example سيل أيام licensing fee سيل time عمله 50 million الأنسيل سيل licensing fee سيل دولار 500 million but تيال رنجلا باسيفيك دين دريا كلول ما سون سيل نيا كلول وترول تيال تونار انسلا قبل لا دم بتوغاين انيشيتيف سيل كده تمغل كده ماتريال سيل درا الرجل قاو كلام البلو بس مغرا تمو سيل تيال رغرول ما يجل نيا الولاي الميروب ترى ما يجال بالوادن الملي خريجين غاري سيل ايست نيو بريتن انيشيتيف للانشينج هذا لوغي ليل واسي مغرا ايغالي رتايو دي ذا نيروغوي ذا بروسيسور السا تايو من اترا مليسو الشيرينج لما تريتيغال سيليت سيل دو موداسين unlocking blue Pacific prosperity سي ولن كلوتو تريل بلان جيد سي سيل كده ملوت مغل بلو رتايو سي اجيغونغي المغل وول ومغتموك لمسباق رسل لغوديل باسد را المولوغي لقلنا رجيد نياوا بروتكتد دي ذات الباسنت اجيرد المانجري سي ايجل 18 البلورا باسيفيك ايجل نودر سي رسل ملك كاب 28 را ابلورا يو اي رسل ملك سيد التايم يقدم المول ملوني ترى بارتنرشيب تريال سليدرو سي invest with us to do two things. The Malaysia togora asabaklela lugi la khanigid idriga Malaysia production sel doseng production imgra dorur sel lomngeda ngar sel igal belwad المقلوع الجيد الأذر يقال بالوضع أوسبيري الجيل لا فود سكيورتي الجيد but at the same time, الجيرة لغا rule مقلنا رجال بلو. So, لما سوال شير سيدة أملا أول ما جاد الموضوع of course Minister of Fisheries Victor Malsun سوان مؤيدا بيبيل أبان. Okay. دريغل كده دريغل منارسة الموت الفلاوي من يصير سلورة هذا الجيرة لا نصيد الموت المتر بريزنت راجايجا مرينا سولة رسل ميتين را من يصير متر سل تيم راجايجا المربلا المامور سل ستاديرا كده لا بس الفيشينج بورت من دريغل of course قدام المول من مرينا سولة راجل بتغلو ريريل كده notably of course قدام ياسين منات أمريكا أدنجي Maria Mina Tobasil Moralme, Marisel project la Mangela a PPUC ra Momesagel Lost Water, Edregal Ngariagel project Tira Otegal Moralme, Maiga, a multitude of projects, including Artel and fishing port Madam Lomringa, Mutel Mringa Sulire, Tiamamo trip Alcela 1 month among Gadomara say, Ngiradel, El Sheragel, Kida Alban, Mringa Sulire, Mutum Lisi Agel. جدا مغلو لوريول جيرل ديم لغا specific meeting لما جلا Prime Minister Shiba دي عمله of course عمله ترى keynote speaker تيال World Ocean Forum اللي غدا ديرك ملسرا لسمان مغدي فلا بايل وريرات ديرغل قد مال ديرك وريول جيرل سيل الفلايت رادون لا شيابال ما بيلاو of course غدا نامس ايغال النيا charter flight ملامول Hopefully soon we can announce rasi kadam la sign mla confirm ra date rasi mustatro inga. Kada dirigalo the return ng area rubagan klela stand she mlera ablur belaw ngi ma amrali sel economist el klela counter poly ngal tirigang really they're the founders sel bilas el ngomda sing porima namo 2 times el oliva krablulad el zero diesel no fuel diospera diela sils ma hydrogen el operator tel bilas ngalada bla de mitri ra capra 28 el engia le launcher tel idea lo hace partner lo miguel belao. And let's see what the possibilities are. Several meetings, of course, the government of Taiwan. And Gal Stan Shia, founder of Acer Group, start more than 100 companies in Taiwan. This is the technology, tech Taiwan, and Gaya wal lulmu like the. So just to give you an idea, Acer Group was the company that bought out Gateway Computers in Ambrigan. They bought it over, and then of course the many other companies he started. Kadriang arabor dra TSMC hindi gamna mo Claude Rubak. Ngara korangara retirement mode, and then he's still energetic in trying to start new things, and that's why partnering either el counter poly el concept how to have transportation on the seas and unlock the potentials of the blue economy. So he wrote a book. It's called Pristine Palau. I have copies, so I'll give you copies. Basically, what I outline are possible partnerships using technology, rethink and reshape the way we do tourism, for example, blue. For example, blue Bonaire. They do tourism. Ngalaga amora aboner el mo planta a coral. Nga the concept of tel bilas el mirablur bela is 20% boat, 80% technology. And how do you unlock that technology? Collecting DNA, rubber tackle is one way. And how do you connect DNA? Drops of water, but in every water column or wherever you are, there's different genetic sequences, there's different DNA. Why not have technology trigal الممل البقرة بلور بلاو collect the DNA ملاشياسي, and that becomes an asset بلور بلاو كده عقبال maybe unlock عشان نكسل cure cancer or whatever that's possibility that's out there. Really, Thomas Rebella it's an opportunity to unlock assets, recreate tourism, recreate yachting, transportation systems, unlock new renewable energy sources. Tara lumising say electronic vehicles, renewable energy. One of the concepts, akadam, el suevo, generate power. Tiable el terreno, los perira dial tial, and they say lo se tial kadam al route 200 meters or about 600 feet bebula abulu, and sel dingaraya del di continue di suevo, generate power. So Tia is really a part of the effort to encourage Rablura Taiwan. Look at Palau as how do we bring private sector and investment, smisia relationship but at the same time open I'm going to give you copies of so if you have a chance, read it. Mal interesting. Open skida as a perspective. Share a little bit of culture ma history of Blue Bella. Ngaruba ka malmaria de Lorma. Aling Christmas. Ang email na ako say. Would you like me to write a book on Girel Bella? Makasya sure. Nga navigation, momre navigation nga sakna ru labo kaya at January 15 I'm going to send you a draft so if you can look at it to send the will and there. So on send the draft me I say, and when I come to Palau, I'm going to give you the book. I mean, that's how fast he works. So anyway, and then he says, I'm going to give you a book, I will packet book size, and say that it's easy to carry around, but the book is made out of stone paper. It's made from stone, it's mining. Algo blue at Taiwan discovering. Tia is another technology at Taiwan. Matial book, asem loitir al saran, el mutunu, and it's just as good. What's interesting is you can write on it. Amazing technology. Ding wase uleng ngaru baka he's from Belgium. Ding wase ulak na partner of Taiwan. They're the most advanced technology. I mean, he was here on Monday morning showing a 3D screen. Aditya screen 3D that that's produced in Taiwan and it's the future. Ito kasi algo gida sensory gida is our minds are can process in 3D and everything we have now is in 2D. And there's so much more potential with 3D. Ngagi the Stanchia, they're the ones developing a 3D screen. Next year, it will have the 3D screens inside. But because right now technology is unaffordable for anybody. Hindi yung screen and demonstrate. But by 2050, they expect that's going to be the normal screen. But the camera at time can already capture in 3D. That's why they have 3 cameras. We cannot process and display it. So that's the future. And anyway, it's like you said, concept trabilas. I think it's 80% technology, 20% telbilas. And that's really what I think it goes in line with Minister's idea of unlocking blue prosperity Pacific. It's about unlocking the potential that we have. So dirigal Southern Hotel Teale Malmeringa Sulel Ambassador Turner. Ang game la ambassador del 5 years. Mombre ka term ringira blur belaw. We had a farewell ringira Rasusre Eli. Ambassador Turner, thank you for really the outstanding work that you've done in the last 4 years to bring Palau and Australia together. And Minister Matul. Nilo askogi lo gordi mga namo sa direct flight radrong la Australia mebelaw mla nalmut lo gursa igal el balwada lo ge Vice President taraktilir sila ko temeng il ambassador kasi Vice President kama manggaya mle first article first recipient scholarship Australia kami aman lang itu tiar program wala tamay mla tabla pa igal effort because tanong sa say close to tell girela a development trouble wada mang kadamara mrenga suler igal betok ang muror hospital mura urora dengin mura urora environment mangragela atabet. Of course, Australia has really expanded. Ragel ukni angya sula maskit. Madamre asula other Australia ma aurerel over the last 5 years. Agum dasum madamlan mutulogeda improve agel urerel mutiga everything from cybersecurity to tax. Madamre asula le ukurerel tax office el la help ra elway ra ukurerel ra implementation ra tialbes tax system regida mang kada se farewell ndi se tol bela se mauriul lengadi ngalgon di moralu gile ngalgon dikmel so congratulations on your new appointment, Ambassador Turner, and we say mauriul. Yeah. Diregal Eli onde otulurior mlartia ngele Barbara Plinkett ngengel uk ambassador EU merablur belong among with el ambassador EU merablur belong procede l'accepta credentials ri el molmal el gain seura atogora development ma security ma prosperity ra legal balwado mo dirgo ise ba kumatel sa vice president mga usual share gira la ministry.
Ngil tutaw presidente malugil total moral minister sa Rogoy ma adra media dito kubit sa susergi wil total moral adra bela Rogoy. Presidente ndi akal beto ka bod tol gore la lek pangil waseng lamal beto ka karira adra media mergid ti guay sul waset tial kami wangil matengay tial hospital gid mlamo o muut endi malamol mal public hospital gid mang kada malamol uspe ringi malamol mga tmok ra alsel ma okmoy ko mong yang malamol maray la urior ra alsel ti al hospital and make sure ang abasyo safe mora tirigal patients rigid ma direct atrablu molding al mar adra uriol direct mlamo mereka sel uriol mlaringi ra sel wuk nursing ward ra surgical ward el anguk pay maasta taurior sel wuk nursing station ra medical ward ra ang matamre ertil guk komur sa igid lurior sel guk pol merekse guk mobil mora akuk tarawor ra hospital mang di maray la lurior ra bekal silse di guay selwasen tial mini games rigid el maral mera june of course Dr. Teleng gidi ongara artial organizing committee ra mini games endi akuk ministry rigid hospital am lakaw meeting marko activate sel IOC ra hospital sel emergency committee rakukti el sel ti al ministry el make sure to prepare ra hospital gid el gire lang idil say gid el mini games bal sukum tukok ngarngi kura matamal malubet tamakasakla tirgal athletes gid malubet adrablu malubeng idil at least the hospital gid already we see tirgay gid kuk tir al sel hospital say gid am activate manguk maray laura tamastat el plan mga mokra ureril gil say gid tiregal di wise el mer adra media ngel tramal maray isel tok tangar gid el Dr. Toribiong UL ngem lara balur belaura igan namo regal 2 weeks mirara last week ngamlem ngol ngose orgid ra hospital direct man ungil en direct ne sabel mga dur tigal tok tangar gid engebi ila nurse professional nurse direct manggelbi ila direct lo lang sew at the same time direct ne conduct training el mortirgan nurse gid magigora miray lagi adul was abol sabel lung telme mang segidi agora ako kyak so ringil was enguk mong so la ako ngaringal mo tulom rolel may manguk malamol malolong sew gid ti al hospital gid makadamre nga sulel gidel sa gid presidential press conference waise klo audience ringi radiardil el sel may krel belaw makpay dire kalo sper ti al te al lekukti sokal ko radi announce sa gid el bebir until hospital el girelak lang seura adrablu mal dirga mlomre ka clean up hospital gid mal ko rapes Hindi do meset guk ngarngiar bebir adal guk me o spera parging rigid. Guk mlamo melu para parging rigid. Makdol ngit was please mera adra belu. The stoba way gigid. Malol mol melungil tial hospital rigid. O sisiwal time in the rekel mangarnya igel guk designated bel parking al mortirgal guk kora asuud al bebir rigid. Igel hendik yap parking. Aku gio mesen direk al mal betokar adal di dia kaya gidel sain ram lirir di mem tadi occupy kaya gidel basyo leng la soril kmeder tial al mora hospitare magar di hospital tial tial direk al di olingitra adra blu lo set gay ngaseu al sukom somi ul par gay please bom ngay gel sain remiu igel hendik yap sain el boram lemiu eta gay ngaseu al bekla adaleng tabetok tial hospital gida betokar okya ngi rabek tel sils madgay ngaseu al bekla direct sel domese presidenting terdilir tiang ara previously akil moutel dole gayida Mr. Ludong lang artiang al olo monday abayap maral gora di kaya abayap al sela hospital di el asel domes etukok ngarngi ar guk adrir ar adult smer mem tukok direct sel domes etukok lamo wala bakalir el mera al sel tial hospital ngarngi designated el basyo el girir adal morngi o mengur di sel domes etukok latwa badray krele direct el guk berulaway gay gidra al sel hospital akmal understand gida tirgadi edad bebir gidel smer mengide dal holding retir di again agum terar adro hospital malolingit taklay ng seor adra blul wase bodol tirak lal ula hospital bol sel mo tirak leng maungil mergid arbekla adro roguy maungir rar smer maungir rar adlo reor agum tabel waseng la maungir oratel ti al hospital rogir adirek el temela aigal o nglirar smer adirek el mal takra hospital 6 to 7 sa igidi at time el dolding di kadamatingel waser ada di mong ray krel sa igidi time makalmut again kadam malyol ngitak laing sa ora adra blue sel bodol tirak laro kuil tingel hospital agum tabal waseng arnya direk el improvement el girel tial hospital gide yar adadra tial ministry ablagar ng lorior el sorber adra blur belaw maktiregel ti osper tial ti alle di mrenga sulir marbek lorior tial government roger mal sulang
por hospital so de dingo tial tial mal mrenga sulir hospital amring lorerel tamalungil tekera chief of staff a chief of staff o missing wa absent rel al sils mal mrenga sula Dios milel mal healthy ang algel persera singo tulurior ako tulurior ngari ang algel saal mang akne se komal lengwil tekering vice president maktim mrenga sulem leng agi malos periem de se she's in good hands el mutel me we want also congratulate ngirang algel saal dumutel tale ukto ngari ako ramle program ra ministry education ma ministry gidra culture minister matul الكيرلا تقرا ابوغل كده ملا بريزنتري لاست البريس كونفرنس دي الا تريل ميرو تراورو لانغارتيان على بساتي الله minister تو نقرا مو او ايسر كده
el introduce usted nga nasimtir tesel mukata loro ringil gora ho martir etanga workbook mal di to bela ngania be pengen la to bela sa ko sem mo spirit ke so project kami
Sultan kami Raboy.
مجد
In total, kami Raboy. Total ministers, mga president, mga media team, ang Clara Lana Marquez, yak ngalkara PHS, yak senior elang, partra science club member, kita science club ang minut talbuk bukal marangal, specifically in mora elementary schools, matalbuk ang mama masaldra umusubela al-alir, luptubs ma lugar klangara belaw. So give el science club kadam law field trip el around their belaw mort aigel cultural sites mora museum mora researcher kamam en murut talbog el gera rangal ma sab el masuf el ger belau ma rukul tokoy al sel so lang.
Okay. 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 Maybe.
Kita tengah tinggal yang kain concern safety dengan archaeologist. Nomornya kena ministry gini, dan baru lagi orang terus project safety.
Okay. Oh, book. Okay.
Musa apa
Okay. Okay. Bismillah. Oh, okay, one more.
Ay ka President tagibom Rogul Elementary School marogul magimom Rose di partra planner tira table interesting process magimlo modul historians eblomitra language commission tiang amlo turo gagi rogul daw mulmutra printing so daw ring asule la sa Sakawa Peace Foundation amle fund regel first print di president amle tara planner kita trikan ka school sel club eventually so da bolo trul ter claro e odo da mos el gu fund ran excel project ter eventually kada mum salar sila kat stoa e diregal partrom subir malas mlo turnir online se dalo margil online e tiawngil tregel hongol tregel adre belal kirekrel belaw allo lablo chis akla to kor belal morangal gir sulang
Okay. Kaman lang makamangal mga dadum halay pagpaskimet te alam mo agir. Okay.
Mr. President, first question, kira la telom roli mura siabal Michael togo iwan news ra kuk outside ko domi segal sisil tokol mulukor al tutaw specifically kira la togo tel momru ra aport rangat pang kira la take the kuldas ra mosa daringira unlocking the other potential ra Pacific blue belau got the question maybe like amra minister sel ne el do ora mesel la mil kat mokra ngara 2021 if I'm not mistaken el gira la tagi dele marine spatial planning ma sel ngani el alta ngani el la pending el mo allow ra fishing ra sel blue belau increase ra fishing ground del mo up to well actually sel ngara lak alwin sel nga proposal sa aklungel adabel bela mo restricted up from shoreline up to 50 miles, right? Yeah, everything after that I'm open more fisheries. Got the question say sel lultas lomsubong la momre, and if so and sab mamal sab edan betigara report target.
Sulang lelanira arime sel marine spatial planning blel authorize ringa la kasi by September 2024 ang ginela ministry mlatapdi report al moro albira lulaw including our recommendation was kada magara mo optimize ra teletere la tokor omngedra bela blur belan sub el balance ra at conservation ma sustainable use. So dimle July 2024 emlo sa ministry lo der si segi del report ringi ma recommendations and more ulvira kalulaw. Para sila igel imle recommendation imle recommend dal waseng sumo kada mo open ra dabel belaw kada di open ringin mo 50% ra dabel bela sa edra nga ringi. Kamlo mentioner sel erek por selongerung mos modite lagi ni. Selongerung pasem baser sel expedition ra Natio Pristinsis et recommender pasem gire der close of 50 nautical miles around Rogul Islands ra Blur Belaw from commercial fishing. Essentially kasi 50% tangani omngeth agire nga krela 50 nautical miles ra ay gagidel Bekan Island, Tianmen Island Revelaw, Michael Southwest Islands. Senle ong edel nga recommendation ako sa moringa moratorium di gagidel tablol kumbali ra other belal operate ra all time which is in PCFC Mabofi will be allowed to fish for the next 5 years. Lemukta kasi kada protekta ay gagidel kumbali ra other belam da kangod kumbali mesois sebela establish themselves and compete against them. Siyam leong edel recommendation. Selo ngewan recommendation ako say katong giredel mo mugadrura fishing port. Lalaga fishing port and the kalsab edel expand ra tor ngedra bulur belam. Kada model was existing fishing port privately operated. Nga nga malan because kuk sel most PLL tial port sel expanding mo da fishing port ngire del mo designate ra build ra vessel fishing port. Beto ka question ko sa nga mong normal pa da karborong esar maluwelo blora ramlongoy blora imilig blora ngarar ang blora ngaralong. Malungil question mugulungit talgivel smoothing bol ngariya ngil understanding ra bekladum sel dosadri langal kona moringal talakal pasing tiang amor ngat pangale president takir ngat pang minister Victor ir ngat pang minister Aitarov ir ngat pang minister Tmutulab ir ngat pang dodorang sa gigid mo sel siya la ulmong hindi Ivokso was sera kotel mo minister at 2021 president tabay milgol was ngaringal das wala se bodo kudrura fishing port ra okotol rangar along siyam lekotel instruction ringil mera makplomes waseng wangara trettelela sumung mo nya port wangara costra a port ngaria consideration waseng port mungil ngargel ngarang ul mungil ngargel gidel basyo kita model wasya clone market tangar arsel oryo sel tarak clone market el ulang sab ngari amnga dakat export trangi kel mungil medal more airport wadi di mura le langar long amal aroido ongerung adburang along mal clone basyo bodo filling ad mo mungi sara clone part takargel expand ringin mos ngari airport kada merang ngarar da mga sisul diri ka ngara distance ma klungela aerial kita moderate sering ada merang ngatma mga sisul ada merang ngaram lungoy mga sisul kada mura isay da blur belam kasi mal exposed dia ka laguna ringi ma anything that we do agirel mo klolo mungi sa amarungin almol esar al adi imol aerial direkal sabel ngariya lakun Dindira ka klo umungi silang kada mo expand ra a footprint ra area la bodom bod or nga port. Of course mlangi sel umungi sa ta parang it's not enough sa el nga port. Dira ka klo umungi sa mo involve ringi. Kada mera orior kada mesa orior miliwek dindira ka diga pasol sa edel build rapport. Buray ray mo sisib. Kada buray milig dindira ka require klo umungi sa mo build rapport. Now the only other place angat pang may del mora channel ma dialla di sois so mga report already built an infrastructure minimal feeling about oru the clol basyo blalo ke kia radang at pang di minor dredging about oru ngi mo sabe la villa sel sois vomitok la ang so edal mo aro report ring ongerong ngari egel milk fish pond kita manial wasay ngaramong ko mesa torak mararal ubulada raral lengul tagrawa lengura lenguru ngira ngrigi elmora ngamala agel fishing pond nang pang kadidi mo ngurulya alra sel hatsil kita diregal mo ngod origin pang lengul loyara shares nguruli ngulongos ira dial mora emel gardangikla so ay gigi da bebirra do meselo asing tial porta dia gadil porter omngit sabil enable ra tokor aquaculture ya sabil enable ra tokor tourism lagi da madel pasya madal ngaram lungi madal ngartmau even morangan ano ngaringa diving site ya ertal to oriol lo tokor tourist mo man aroid mal club costa de diregal pasing tial ngar madubay mal conducive for ecotourism din diregal ertal ngar oriol loran mo man aroid mada really infrastructural kadidi all dik mo sing fishing port di it's a port infrastructure mo enable na tokora omangeth tokora tourism matokor aquaculture hopefully sir I will understand that other here was any infrastructure kita mo build agil ngaria economic return na rin kita gi mulmes kasing partner self sa develop problem economy belaw kita giret mak kita kailangan belum madom breed igal infrastructure mal moklok cost ring kadam le consider environmental impact ma economic return ma cost of building infrastructure I hope siya mo blok takla ng dal do sing bigosen president takir ngat pang Mr. Victor ila ngal ngat pang au ulmong morse usulah
may minister ko may dekluto pa follow up statement terkau sel process of selection blam ko tururing ilo sa kaya kita advantage sama disadvantage mo kung select site ngaringa study no actually done to support tilang ongerong audaz el mo obaport el morangat pangen and the fact lo say could open ra 50% ra easy der belaun mora umangit sel ngaringi president mentioned a couple times it has to be science based data driven decision ay ngaringi umsuwal lamo ay sargidel was say first of all at open marine sanctuary up to increase the fishing site mo 50% what it is now in wangarak lungela at expecting revenue rangi gel bodola rangi and what is going to be maybe the impact of that chel domis rangi was say calculate el brand el blada developer rangi blue below pristine paradise ngaramo impactor say understand ng area study maral mera tukora chaigal mo subra tetele la porta tiragal dik either same di one time menserengia seral ngaringia umengedra klolo mengedra no belara before 2020 ya taram nego tukora kul concern ra takadil other order makuk tourism industry ay gal di sila apilas o mangedal mililiwek krablura especially around the southern Laguna wal ko ramal mle makitrawes o sisil time nga ya concern ay gal luwasay to discharge el morada impact ray uktyo mesra ay when you fly el morawa Kiribati sama Marshall Islands sama FSM padome sapto kol fishing boats around this ngaringa Auriol na kung Mr. Sila sang rakora mo impact ringin mete del part tablo belaw Michael state niya are going to be affected. Way mali ka mangat pang mangaramlungoy mangat maul niya. You know, ay ka face ra west malu tara malungi la viewing il palu. Ngara ko ra umsugon na mo kinit sa nga impact rin.
Silang eleng waramal togol parts at yal ibol question mula sa man tral ko o ngera gigidel misal ko tala sing sel stadil masing ramong natpangawil nasabi ko mo eskara Minister of ang mosmodia amle assessment tra chaigan mlaringina before kasing siya the most ideal so baser sa gid mama dire kan lo mesala say al sumong taltor o mngedeng ngara gel gida gire del consider erule infrastructural cost effective selbok mereng ngil sa mos modi sa gid del wok assessment ra chaiga selo mesra kasing wangara klungel revenues del generating paksodia by revenue bla the lusring because of the osmiria the belbelo and al time in tablol sorcerer revenue among the merbelo so either kung 3 sira ngaria operation ra PIT ra belbelo digel tablong al dido tran galdeis ngaria tablol badin gel 100% manggal long line vessel a percent na guess whether transfer ngim whether ang arinya o mga derbela undia so whether sum arinya rom ara ka true mora dial leng ngara RFSM ngara era marshal ngara era mugli seguid el book arrangement ngara ngara Paris to the Nor agreement alarge de marur seguid generally selungil o mga dang sabi the trial up to $8 million kung narong siya tokol kasi because siya kada sanctuary kada malara $8 million it's not accurate the mosquito days yal sab edelo true da kada ma revenue for the last 3 years average revenue gida ngara so mo ngara 7 million agiman mo mring lol traw mo extra sa little blue mo tomaral at discounted rate kada direk gora mo mururun mo extra Papua New Guinea mo araiga lagi mo direk mo lo aren dakal lospe di ngari sel gora ngil dal winner kita malugilay but they're willing to buy aral at discounted rate just so that ang sabel ngari revenue gid that's an approach dakal sabel ngari ngil makatekta dakal sugal mutur mura lugilera el alrak kudingil kasing hindi ka lospe at kasi moral nagyorek dertal day so gida del gora mo take into account the sell the measure dertal to or ngeda ma ngal asset tel gid ospering kawal blood the value ngal asset teleng kada mo ngel orar adlom arangil hindi ka so edelo true lang dak ngeda available prior to 2020 avalura shabala arangan average 100 Dory vessel days per se, say over $1 million. And I'll sell sa tadiam ara Dory 9. By this time, the last few years, yung last of the lotra up to 50% vessel day. Today, hindi ko nga 16% vessel day sa the lotra. Agi rega da tial asset tel dagi mo der kasing agi mo mararngilang hindi ka sabakan mutur mo lugile kudnger mong hindi ka los peringik tumamar they paid over $1 million ating ilurtir siya ko kwan ra revenue source kadamora long line ngegare lo mnged ndingel ngel global yun mong and all time since 2020 and dimle tal blur oginawa sera 2020 mle start al nantina dilir 2021 and down to 16 2022 2023 emlo mutual 16, 2024 mlo 14, elang di 5. So segida domes ringil kwasay the impact, economic impact tra policy decision na dirilia kwaseng ngungil, hindi gira dal maringil kwasay. Kada makara ngaring ital economic return ng gal resource gida invest a lot tal manggar. Sel sebekring al rigida wasay. Sel tal exit tay gal dalar amunged al moda kal ngara erbelang mal momring rigida al mutu mo kitrilmi. Letir ka nga negotiate arrangement with other Pacific Island. Sel negotiate arrangement. Egel bulu ako singgiri ul ngartial for how long? Ngaragirul mas kamam. Ang ulo mangaringya ngesura siyabalal the bilgad rura PMDC. Aring ngesura siyabalal dolal service aigal ice machines ra state ra ngayaw balilyaw maram longoy long mangayang na. Simply because asyabal lang ara erbelaw. Selbola kal ngara I guess stop. Tamlak mo kumam malwasay. Ay gay the assistance will stop. Selbola kal kumam ngara erablo. They're making purely economic decisions lwasay. Mla mo da kal sapil ngara letiar klungel la ngara eringi. Ada kal sapil ngari survive. So kita eskraigal kombalil for the last 4 years kasi takay nga sir will give economic return. Prior to 2020 and sa the lotra long line vessel days a little bit hindi nga maybe 500,000 down to less than 150,000. Di selklol dollar niya kasi sell provisioning melendrangi kalau export tax ya revenue kita malaring. Klor revenue bela dulu seringir pastel business arrangement lendia kada on report to. Sell both on report and generate additional source revenue mera gagawin ko sa tourism, aquaculture. Kundi kada sal kasi ngal ngigil itself trigel mo report generate ngal revenue. Mo sabi la kung balir belal export ngel ngigil. Mase revenue mera government profit tal mora kung balir belang. Jakal profit tal mora akong balir ngod al belu like 2020. Ngana impact lak omngedra tabela belur belaw under watamla argi ngani self provision wasya arogul fishing occurring in territorial sea belaw agilel divide 85% raw revenue mura rogul state al time in sige the revenue do southern di 149,000 lingi the long line operator al sila tabel belaw about 500,000 drop almost 149 tagi mo dingal pasya an experience sabi ila igel fabel dar o ginawan man mol man ngarai o lagi mlomyo del mera tutama ma minister ay taro siya amle el dul ambassador asya bala gim blaring mong kadome seringil kwaseng it's gonna have long-term economic impact terbelaw. Dia kada sal realize ringir al short-term the long-term siya kimo mesil masing mo impact ring. Sel dosa ringir ada mo kasi kumama ada game support conservation. We support conservation langir ngaringil tablong. Dingire de lo meser sel kasi ay kada makara balance. Ngaringar so rospe ertelo mangit ngaringa economic return ringin mera government ma ablur belaw mong gire del pase kada makara emre ringin mong sabi ngaringil tablo bebola ko mangit di dongar tel debel belaw ela economic return ringin mera adel belaw mo gergid ko se mo nam kada mangar I hope pasing gora tergib then sa question ra maybe another time is the gora ngani separate interview lo man lang wa kamang tal time will answer musula.
Bedik, either aware. Msulang presidente ele nga ka di ako at matu na a Victor Albeir at pang. Hindi akne involve raudor mga asab ekal telgibel aroy der sel waseng lang nga ringa ule ak mangurusar ti aludor. Ak masaw der ngil waisi. Ako tesel dilia Minister Victoria ajayga dul bantrire el visita igero gul possible el sebel nga ringa olgarodala ra mora fishing port. Mga damiliwek ra babaldaw pa. Ay gaya blal dunga a Minister Victor legal ne maklo luul e aula swam nora angat pang segi del hotel kmeder tial si sabalra agayukla talabel si sabringi adial angat pang mal kmeder segi de mendige gadebel el time la tura si saballe me rapport ongeru e hotel gergi keringa ajaiga no satisfying no ngilaran di ringi wasi ndakal so mama maklo dongo line torang rang al mora port al mermurtra al selabalu le tokora safety yang at pangablo al patigaringil wasi ngaringi dedicated rail al sebel magatmok di al beltura al selabalu di mul mora port et tuob da rapport al mel mas arakam paktroda president tam na mention ringil merigi dero kuil wasi ngaringi ablu sebel mo ongosugi del gut maklise giderail el dakalul dakar ti alguk paget sa rapport lo pasya lo meskidam ngaringi ayel talentengil blalbas a Victor wasi mo support raurior o mangeda ma tourism mangarang alborse dit so dal malgo ongeru sera dosa der tiagi da magu merigel ra improvement rapport ra ngamalal presidenta diregal el de matirgel adam le assess ra apport ra ngamalal wasi al suguma gi mo merur a imo rapport ra babaldaw al mo support ti al operation ra ngamalal dim na specifically do sa atogor omnget en diregal so ko obom moliwek ra babaldaw balwasi la asap elmam gatmok kergere ungil magi dire kan le start ra ngat mau mera ngat pang nora adas padal ra esar el mera imeliga ra epsigo nera irai tial ren ra kal marail el bedula adas padal ra irai auriul etemno asay angat pang mostal ideal el basyo, el bigos, e proximity ringi malubeng me del mortial si sabala rakyuk ramak el comercial malubeng idil dial el metmur bela mang maserail rakampak del CPLD i-direct al mo rapporte eto mendiadil jaiga segi del dulban tirar soldado direct al miral survey en direct al lo terga klise
Yaladik madase Mr. Uludong kamle lera blur ngat pangara in the late 90s. Temela aurora compact bro. Sel time mlaringa auldaso el wase tial ngaram diubay. And if you recall our other ngat pang amal mle wase indi tial port area de kamamoruteni lengra ul. Sera el president President Ed Piso that them lo identify sel was saying actually ngil commercial port because it tiak medra asisabal matedekal it's not a new thing, it's always been there maradang at pang ulat mle ngil was gadurur tiang this is something that's always been there, so it was taken out of sel part ra ngaram dubelet kadam din was tiang potential port among actually adang at pang a few years ago gilisi digom do na sang loiter merelang aling dekaw although el gut maklimang ay ka dekal beso luldaso kadabay di ortaw ta orading mlangaring luldaso in fact World Bank amle willing and finance the project. Se amle first el rotring minister magiwase kami hala la qadamal sigid already enough able said to sikro asing ngari adal sin usugid man kadabay mereng asula blo shabal el jaiga agongel molnga seorgid di to asing ngari a process akam. We have to do a master plan. So sel boluru ringi lang sel to asing master plan el girel tialuru. After a master plan, again, I'm going to commercial exchange of notes and construction. So it's a long process. The kaldi gider madangi. The kaldi lur gider a meeting no se. Etiang ko na mo ako mga dring blue mo report. Ami daga ay gal dur gid. Magiwa se. Dia ka intenter ka mama mori o mga el help ay gal magikarel kombalir kam and we already know ay gal magikarel kombalin ngari ba blue bela am lamek burgid wase. Hindi ka enough tialgi mga eri. Ikaw mama so mo lang eri tiya alawar ka mam. So close to trail olbira kalula alawar del pasarabil. The data and the science is already there. Temnak kasi 50 nautical mile, that's the most important of the protectory. Sel concern our tourist. I'm not sure was seng argel me. Our tourist sorry sel me tourist en mal sel laborir area sea soal protected. So if anything, agad ang maruri, elat tami kita dari ngara 30% tertial el medro ablu. Seba agad increasing mo 50. El white tial ngara karger. The sel dos adrin area avega touristen mori. This el dos adrin area I'll make sure that 100% el managing. So if anything, we're enhancing and improving what we have. So let the route mo makatakli. Hotel Soria tourist me messing in Ablur Belau. Adekal tuna. To me sagal ngi remustra al mall. Igidre al time obora al sera store Ablur Belau daptiga tuna. The reef fish. I got reef fish abay sorry lo mesar our tourist. So if you want to help a tourism market and get them close and protect more on near shore, increase ra pelagic. Sera ngaramo ande ka bola ka tuna ilangari omingit. So we need to help el tablol el fishing company rigid momoklo areal langani ngarai e bodong al tangat egel already dial oginawan ngarai ra tabel belau asil me olger dagel ngalir rablur belau. That's the other thing el swada aboloruri. So it can be a win for them, win el girela lugelak narigid, win for tourism, and we have to think how we continue el sel lo muy al sel ablur bela cloringi arwebet el merar other bela. So hopefully say agam la answer el question atia mo mal debate di I'm sure mura al bila kalulaw mutal debate ring mo to ka hearing but sula Ramay.
Mga travelals til loset mo o mrurusen mo magkakaringi direk mo ses ra amang mases ra rabbit fish irulisel didel direk mo partra se port mo sa actually se mo sparinging mo ko close porter pelo ma close elevation sel lo magkakaringi na seguida que tocó a dar presidente vamos cair al mal de que belger sel dia la sia baling ilas ra el blue sa duste etul to den ra weekend den la hora giru ite kaspel to matuta ko que tire to se mo top den di dol am lang mangat sen wangaratan melel sen sukumo ay say gidel mobile sa equip bibi ma ko kalmeta mobile sengi muri ko al top den definitely top den dal ben ngasel ko mesing aswal stakarse masuk ngari om den li asuk mendia ke no ngerung el gera wase tirgal apo tisakam lama terun lama da imunga tirgal boringi da minister of justice mo militer adan mo acting malubet mo wala wa igel durwal le gamal mol minister ay kal ministry mo klotutlen maluben mo sukum ngari ab esel mo militer tala awatang asum ko militer tir ila oy ngarang mutu da o melut ya ongede asel kemil dulo asya nganya alda dulo gram dikir dirigel adal mo bulis Mereka boleh sada di aing dan mel ngasih orkid. Namu angarang temlame malu bendiak, ngari urul merail malu bendiak.
Okay, halap ako takum sa Minister Victor, maruk lain sir, bilas ro mga tangkor adar adaw mo.
Sulang Mr. Irma, aknomenil maseng ilas adial ra el belu, lek iliwi ra tiabelar eli. Ma kno inquire al wase tiang ngaras tarus ring idial la. Sel dial la dial register dial romged dial register del ngara erebelau. Mlarak munger waisen report ni ko semloni emergency ringi mimlegirel me era blur belan mlo take care sel emergency ra others mer. Ding waise gin diaga experience tira de blur belan amiral me en mas ra al mol. Mel awai segi del issue endingar lela ikipivin mo malseleng andar al udeng wal daseng earth moving leng til elia al molang betoka ngania past incident sedi al gotel dial leng mas el belung ngania several incidents in the past el dial omngeda amlang mas el belung agire del mo meser say in the context of shipping masingara asab edel gukut maklil make sure waseng dia kadil ngas dial lari di segi das begol smoothie ang sulang
Sel dos adara, walwak askara aging dim na to, sel tora DEA. Kita, of course, ang malmal mo ongit, kaya namra. Omlo meeting, pero omlo meeting mo kwa di brief rigid. Ongit rigid mo nambrigel ngari, they send people routinely here. Ding nari bigel bibra funding plel gat mangari abel pull back tir, but that's sel cooperation adri gamrayan. So maybe that's simple explanation for now. Selmle soda permanent la del amet mula uror al sela a department rigid. Right now there's no funding. Mrigelam lagat igeligam, so they're not going to do that for us. But they'll send people routinely here. Kada ukmora ayan ministry. Ngaria elway ngartiang ka director tax. Ngaria aida ngartiang ka director education. Curriculum. Kita nomerata urora girel di malmolma. Dekal sel deka minister. Mang waisel mulogori nga malmol mal acting minister I guess. Tileng moria minister akmal merenga sulir tigal el uk directors el stepping up help rigidra yel urol dongot mokrabe kel sils. Gida dirigam nga se I think close to trela ruera drutel de amlut krangi dir other mora ministry nga gira del tribal correcta a fax or gira del momlogok klamrang lego mral wase to regal decision masenkyon marala degal urtu ira klamrang edir urtu ira feeling gira del gira del urtu ira klamrang ada mega decision mang disogal bayang artiang aida mo wayan umral waseng lang umra kasenkyora Minister Jenkins nga umral wase malmol umra wase Minister Jenkins is an outstanding minister ayel bla rule reform sama initiatives sa sila Ministry of Education amlang wase kli au si sekle lang algir almora almut nga babal daw ramlari rang ramo sel the measure urela na minister ese girel lolga el gida o mesri mang oy hindi kal waigel to karang ramo lende kal girel le gida aulo ka do blonga ukmlo to abes lulda so ma besel el program el gida mangat mo lomda suradi imol toy aklung yolir arang arget that's it mang so kalungat te alam sa director oyan ma director kilkalan mal الدي تريبل مو مغتقلي Aigel uk kumra wase ngira del makatak toy malumeng facts ra aureur ra Ministry of Education lugumra wase sel committee report el tilob dra Senate adim la kalo oti amral shasing ra aureur gida mat bokni ra bekal sils el gira ra nalget. And that's we need the facts, we need the truth. Gotter klau tutelal aklamrang. So alukmate alung mister.
Tao, Presidente, Ango Moses Vulgutura Miguel, so that you guys can understand me and Mongil. President, we just want to correct some inaccuracies that were presented during the hearing with the Senate Education Committee. And I just
Not
want
at
to...
the hearing, at the in the session, at the committee report.
In the committee, it was presented by the Education Committee.
Oh, you don't say
So-
more, I mean, after. Anyway, fine.
I think what's important to note is that a lot of this could have been avoided if the committee had provided Dr. Jenkins with a list of the questions and the data that they needed from him, but also reasonable time to provide a full and comprehensive report. The request that came to him came at about Friday afternoon, like 3 o'clock, and he was given a deadline of 9 a.m. on Monday. So it was a little bit rushed, and he wished he could have been provided a little more time to provide more information and more comprehensive report. But this is where we're at today, and so we're going to give you some information to help clarify, right, and correct some of the inaccurate statements. For example, MOE is failing its mission, and there's been no data since we stopped using the quarterly assessment, and scores are very low. This is false. The data, and you guys have copies of the reports, it shows that from school year 2022 to 2024, the cohort of students over the years show that students had a steady growth in their proficiency overall. The Iowa assessment scores, for example, from grades 7 to 9, just looking at this cohort of students, the same group of students rose from 32% percentile rank to 37. Right? Is there anything you wanted to add?
Yeah. قال ذيك وإذا قال مطور بلا لنا قلوت تطلع طور بلا كذا قلت الأولى سيلو صادرية ويالا صادرة سيرة تملا مينستر جينكينز المورا هيرينج لغدبا التايم دي غريجل لولو تبدرا هيرينج بلل سوري الموت المور انفورميشن ام لا سيلو تبد دي سيل كلوت تطلع بدو دغليا سي اما مسا يجل ريغورد ام بلغتق لو سي ارنغلجيد lo si silungan la sel do mesertir miral maungila igel skeng al tira mila lo ti lo se miral maungila performance na ga school sel dira gal gira mom dangali tiadi observation a hearing and a minister Jenkins amle got tra kamangan hearing and igar rogul hearing and rogul minister se mlamora ase mle 3.5 hours. And of course, I'm going to say mutul sorry next day, say the mutul ottoba. This is got to close to tell. I think hopefully I don't say I'm share facts. Okay. Sel do say performance na kamera el morio. I think that's degal kamera. Sel do sa dara. Anyway, kako kum share again mo dinge por again mo dinge.
Tilagay del report tra minister sing la page lang sek medal wat yagid ela ako lerang sa sel clip pra senator Tabalwal en gira del mokli was makarado sa da gel data se dial individual score ra school marangal se group rangal gal group of students el pel tragartir dio sisil ngal gal mesta tercera grade 3 el mo grade 4 se gira 22 el stata administration na Dr. Jenkins seguido del comten el wasay tigagi del dosis el group rangal el mleong del school el 7th grade seguido score some aradori 2 esa da statra public school 4 years ago ya school public amne 22% tigagi del dosis el group so I got the score individual school I guess a scores rangal gal bel tragartir longitudinal matabotokol ngal gal bel tragartir hotel del school el mon mutra take a class of 2027 el all time sira statra 4 years ago ya a percentage sa school republic amla 22%. Ela ka nga 37. You have to remember was say progress, small or big, is progress. Lengman ne to kam katmok la. Le ay gal initiative la minister ay gaya amin ngatmok la igang. Mang scores are low, scores are progressive and continual progress. Selwa say scores are malngario, that's inaccurate. Oy, Senator Tablo Lablo Malgor Selwa say, yeah, malgel mereng selway. So please el mereng sabway, alia client tagi dangal school. As early as 3-year-olds. Ma client tagi da parents. Mora randir atrapway. Scores ako tulungil. So sige lagi del mo clear.
Sel qotel le part sel qot klolom sodel gamit report am saada igel quarterly assessment. Haledi bodo bal qatak igel quarterly assessment. Se mle uldasura before se mbek el quarter igel el school ngari standardized test lolai. Ngari omsu lom qatakli wase aigea waste atemil nga school el ngia bay close to trel al ngara instruction el lagal waste atemil malaigel quarterly assessment len kegarea value provider in more osiscle la ngara school. There's a study el mirul lo otise ngati lo mesri len maybe sel time ndim lagal sorry lo mesri ndim study el mirura time el tira ultra education. So one of the things el really ase remove el quarterly assessment mo spera will dong lo speria ay tierra speria skura ambrigel el bay malungil assessment lo tilo ase ngara weakness at some math and computation and word problems and it goes into figuring out was ngara a limitation on kalsumang reading and comprehension and how fast do they read say by close to train. That's what the Iowa assessment does. A quarterly assessment doesn't do that, and 24 days of test taking is valuable time that the students can be learning. So it was a decision. I said we need to change it. Of course, in kakarosa auldaso. Ang aramong atum sa setiaungin. Di kita sila bodo marara ministerio da se the change rin and we don't see the value providing. Kadamora I'll give you another example. Tarable the changing kada say our principals amna mo dakal giring ngara director giring ngara director access tin mora minister. So that was one of the things that we changed. Legadulumra lo ase ngal principal adi wa level ora director. Trigal director ngal director kilkalen ma director mall trigang artial support tagal school. So was that a bad thing? And then said dimna kan mention in letra ko singungil. So we make changes and our ultimate goal. How do we improve our performance rangal kara school? Tamsa dal wase mla ndimle two announcement til girer our sensei the recruiter sensei. In fact, that's not true. There's been numerous malimisil batok. In fact, with more than 90 announcements I'm not told. A shortage of teachers. Di hale hada bortial shortage. Actual shortage agida. Are we really short? Kami the bora numbers. Ang aramo is still doing student ratio. How do we calculate student ratio? It's the number of teachers divided by the number of students. Ang aramo it was 10 students for every teacher. El alsils and 9 students for every teacher. So what does that tell you? It tells you that we have more teachers now per student than we had before. Ilam lamang tayo di sira ng school. So yes, lamang tayo di sira sensei, but also mga classroom maraka sa karakterul student, em lamang yung makambaringin mo sa karakter 4 student, mbol tool, during my 4th grade mo sa karakter. This is part of what needs to be done. That's part of management. Adiregal al-msadara a teacher certification. Let's go to teacher certification. There's been 2 cohorts. Al-upgrade ra sensei al-mo mala AAR. One al-malara BA, one al-malara MA. There's currently another one الجيرة A يجل cohort تجل existing السنسير يدل high school graduates adopted تريل مو ملا تير يكان تينو advance تير مو ملا masters تير دريال ngari auro lo mangela minister was working on it to raise a salary or sensei. Besides I raise the minister, he's working on how we can compensate them more in a fair manner. Direl you know, sel wasing dega professional development is not true. In fact, I think just this last week, ngari trigel 16 el sensei el mo si el maigel degree tir el gira las pedas special education program bagda meranga asula la I'm sorry 20 egida amdengel was a self program egida special education amle was failing self was failing 6 years el ngara non compliance ali seral tua aida Minister Jenkins, Chief Tabal 1. And that's the status of special education. And make sure that we're in compliance. Now, kami ada building. A building, our state, tamla decide was sent malaria all the Sing full minister, that has nothing to do with the minister. Our state look sorry la spera building, and lamda sorry la spera a building tial utum. Tegidam de segak, I gal klalo. So, choice are other order, there are choice are Ministry of Education. In fact, there are planner lang say, and he said it during the hearing. Yimru rab eset skurai speda bodol ari rab eset skurai like deka ngodol basyo. You know, we have never lost focus or sayang algeda gotem cloud to tiller. Mangota cloud to tiller we share that I hear camera I get facts. La laga kada mom uide mura abay tida fact. El adim nakal sodiri hearing. Ngari ar sensei el all time let's say tengara nara headquarter MOE tial Ministry of Education nara sped el mostra temir amlar obis. Digi de serat tur obis kadol ngase trigal mostra talent tente goten mudul sensei tor to tin ma school mal help na school. Now I can tell you was not all of them are happy. Ndi leng Mlesori raigel lobis maigel di kita a focus kita dekal lobis mai a focus kita classroom manang na school. So you know I think we need to know the whole picture and the whole story. So yes, I understand the etrigal adar murtun mara senator tabal etir friend ri etrigam dakal order. Di memo mo mesra big picture. What are we here for? Kita ngartiang alom tas urak kling niran gitu. Bomo mesayel program lagi kita nak makal utmok. Eta takal urol al mengatmok. Misal mo gerang alwase mentabo ma pointri india ko din wase kata maral bedulu kata maral bedulu riul. That's the way I look at it. Mong akmane asulala a director Aida. I shared her story from the beginning. She let transfer a Blura Colorado. El mutul merbela. El mel nga siya school. That's what we want to see. And we need new ideas. A reading program will establish Minister Jenkins. They're already seeing the results. On average, we're reading, only 16% were reading at or above grade level. The rest are behind their grade level. So one of the first things that we'll do now is implement the kindergarten. Why? Because if they don't know how to read literature first grade, the textbook expected to more. How are they going to be able to keep up? They started behind, but they all together of the school. So fundamental changes had to happen. And you know, I'll share with you. I say, Olvira Glulao met with the principals. Principals. We met with them many times. In 2022, our principals are going to I said, Tiadigal Magard. El Alcin sa Mogera principals. I'm sure a clol of toys tira kong il was say we have made progress together. And we want this progress to continue. Lengaraul, tigel principles more sensei adi one mo goler tit. Mo klung yolir arangaligyan. But does that make 100% of them happy? Absolutely not. That's the way it changes. It doesn't make everybody happy, but ngarasel ultimate goal. including our school ang alged. Akti share ti agid. Kita al sumun soda ang alged to achieve the highest level of education. Ikat sige ingel hotel mudu emla probably aseng successful urtialurio. Kita baby time ali remember amna morita scholarship center ang alged mora kwam mora skura St. John's. Why kadam center tin morse. Lekad mena se triya or top darang kwam mora Harvard de mora ayel mrali sel school or ablul af. Why say? How are we going to get are we satisfied with the status quo? Do we want to reach to that level? Minister Jenkins is ready to get us to get AP classes. Manang da ok mo sa ilingar bela mala college classes and be advanced. How are we going to get to that if we don't have the person that has the talent, ability ngil ngoyiden morse? Mang albebira time mo mring rigida ase insomnia da appointed at almo minister. I'm not sure. Maybe tiyagira agad ng sa olbil matiditil malil to. Hindi kami dong mura ay kagidale the Ministry of Finance. Pero ang amla da igor sa lok mititiram to sa dinga halibay gusa. Hindi rin kalde ko sa tabo appointed mo Ministry of Finance. Akpo sa elwe amal lungil. But ngana mo ko ay tiya a minister proven and most talented and gifted at all time, the right person for the job, and not use him. Katabay, yun ang mga sudah sa tedigal valentil, sorry lo urior. Tiga nga na private sector, they can make more money and do more there. Hindi temesal wasaya, they can make a bigger impact than morak lang other belaw. Maulot temruri. Nga na matida, Minister Caleb, nga because of PGST, hindi kasal madingay. Sewan, nga atida Minister Caleb, lengarang or tau trala al follow rala al kita relil wase arala dengi araral maganang girelol tirak raigel expense ra PPUC men si elmal molmal continue ngalaman bitin minister or tau trala ikadu kung mera moria hearing ara olbira kalulaw ya senator Kennedy ask niya question mon todo malo ase halebok sige alo era nande kalgera a senator Kennedy las kana question ng kada senator ngadara brigal adara Tia hearing mo kira. So, kira dalam kataklat ako eh. May lakadurur tra feeling, may darur tra fact. May darur tra, a part tra problem riyad, adong oram rin sanctuary mo tangara feeling. May lakadangara feeling, tangara fact. And that's the problem na, abroad. We have spent so much time, di malaywa to ko, emrula to ko, I'm sorry. Namada, hangakamal milungan ra Senate, di alak namase. Enough is enough. We need to make decisions based on fact. Also mga team lang minister, wala ka minister. You get me, and things are not going to change because ay daw maral to koy. Itigal minister sa dakaloron mga tmok legal to koy. So, payman mo nga sulit tigal director, el man mo ni lorol, el mga tmok legal lorol. So, we need to work with OIG and help them. Ilagong maral wasay our ministers ang artiad sur para other belaw. Abay question ang other blur belaw kasi kami kung kangen area Senate hindi ka loro ureren. Kami dito nga example. Why did they have to wait 60 days and they can take action ra Caleb? I think our other belaw deserve ra alam altir and mom dangel wasi ngal minister more olbadable como umlartia minister mamrulay gerogul sorry 1 week before a request Caleb, for example, 1 week before a required submit tababiligan. Aling February 6 ang submit tababiligan, February 14 ang yung required. Legal questions. And diya ka hearing. Tira o excuse mo kasi, nga dibo serbelo. Hindi mo nakatamil dibo serbelo. He only left Palau for a period of 3 days. And mong follow up na Palau stablecoin, which is so important, which, by the way, Luton Mitra, Dr. Ishino, lega, important, and Palau stablecoin, Palau savings bond. Stablecoin daw kimura project. But a savings bond, kita tira se mong economist travel other long as seorgit. And Caleb has been able to assemble a great team to help him mrulay alurio. Whether minister and diak ay galurio ra giral malmol. And we need somebody else to bring these things together. So whether I'm president and a minister or the work must go on. By the limitation, akmal wase other Senate need to do their job and they need to be fair. So not voting and meron ko tegid al la, I'm sorry, maral al la, and I'm sorry to have signed it. Tegid la reappointment natial ko hindi kang emat. So I guess the process will be we keep on reappointing for the next 4 years. Because who else are we going to appoint? Alsum sea soak other they until and why not accept them? I mean, that's just my opinion. Makshelo mong kami no kasi other ablu deserve the best. Ngito sige our best and mamro like alur. Hindi kaligir murtra feeling, hindi kaligir murtra atululoy malube ing abebera tama kasi nga klai ay kita hindi kaligir murtra yid. We need to stick to the facts. So, anyway, hopefully I'm not answering enough for questioner ka. So, sula yung nga questioner ka Jennifer Malam mo ka first conference.
Kalmutan mo reappoint Jenkins ala ang sa alarkal sa kalmutan reappoint.
Hindi ka limit na reappointment. We can reappoint for the next 4 years. That's hindi, I think close to 3 lang about the fact. So, kama ma-ready ng artial and sirang idil question or other all will until at mo satisfied mo siya dal nga appointment process and more amral tested. Hindi, as long as misinformation on all top, you know, it's just interesting to me top the cell hearing na Senator Genedima Caleb ra YouTube tumne repost rin lagyan what's the purpose? Tom gido ra Caleb? No, may dabora fact. Hindi kal senator kung ask a question emle to kala dal ask a question tir hindi na kal ditir madra PUC metemno met griller tin da PUC mena dra la tir metemna se mga dur tir kele base nga de kasi mga dur ka I need my lawyer. So let's be fair.
President ang kwadi swat lawyer cartel recent trip Palmora Manila seldo rengseng a president ra huriping agora dim lakal salsual masada labor leng korak concern tigal 4,000 workers al adara huriping al ngatiang al dihal sabarin mala retirement mlo sab milgora mediated gidel sel mo sabariar adara huriping al return al marabluri re tamom suga retirement. And then before you answer that, dik kuger kalwa si masel 20 million el goramle commitment ter sera Biden administration and mol nga sera pension plan sing dirga sab el tel ngul ngeso.
So two things. One, President Marcos umurang sagal statement sinim sa other social security. So hindi ka question was tila tara ngaran nira adara ahuriping. Gida rom de sel leud social security tax. Gida mda said the only reason why sel social security gida sel survive lang with all the benefits of the partly because there are other bulul malang ede abololay. So gida rom de say abodo wudiger say ingrang mongal sanga sel. Those are big questions as policy makers that we have to make. So if we have to come up with a system, for example, a lot of the blue Amer level 40 years old, retirement. In fact, it's a problem for us. A lot of them have only worked 10 years because that's all you need to work is 10 years. It's retirement. So a lot of them are getting way more than they contributed. So it's something al gira del moment sera tial SS gira a reform system lo se gira mala auror al sum marara do riping am lang artial 40 years. And maybe they deserve or say gira. Di sum ding ang artial 10 years mo statam la le purpose of social security is a social program will help other retire kira blur belo. That's the purpose. It's not a pension fund. Ngira separate the altondi. I'm sure in their mind that they're saying pension fund, but it's not a pension. Okay. It's a social program and help para adal kira blur belaw sel bla retire. Gida mal generous mtigel other belaw kira ikrel belaw adom strir al time. But marali tia purpose niya gira di help pertiga the kira belaw. So it's a policy question. It's something that needs to be discussed with OIG. We're talking millions and millions of dollars. Abay bankrupt, they're providing a program. So I got to and we have, but we agree with us. We have to come up with some kind of system and maybe a compromise. And they'll fully maybe what they want, but we have to come up to a compromise. Because what are those possible compromises? But I think it's something give them other will be like other do a debate from other border SS to come up with a solution. That's why the other closer as in. So rather how ping other gamre belal moro they got stop. Sure. Oh, sell 20 million. Malungil question. Kida mal madingelo ase blue rambrigela ngarsel do aseng pause. Everything is on hold. Mang maral, you know, actually rather all will amrate magi pleshelo mentilo ase kida toward the end of Biden's term engilnge blue rambrigel maskit sell 20 million. One of the last acts Secretary Campbell make sure sell el 20 million follow sell process get transfer mora a DOI. In fact, it was the last day tira a transferring mora DOI. No best government say everything frozen. So it is frozen until they receive enough justification and more realistically. So ang leather lang and that's the bill and you know go kira the bill again the action or tir. The State Ambassador Kyoto, he's back in Washington. Ngima Jeff Farrow, Amri Lorolom Tir Tigel City Washington to help them understand why are these programs important. Le lagada urtir et tumol kate obes el model sebel. Se tiagal ludo dragon pact, that's why they have discretion. Outside the dragon pact, udo dra alsela State Department. Mugida I got one tiagal sil touch even though there have been appropriated the mangarang the unlike compact I get compact mandatory I get restra do the ngarang legal may discretionary may get federal programs so they have there's a lot of fights going on and I'm sure that the judge say ngagida I get bla Trump will fire other than sebel you know I think what's important is Ambassador Gidma Jeff Angarcelo and we're trying to find an opportunity in President Trump help bring in more understand why these things are important to us. So sulang ragera help.
Director tiakora di gel meorakal girela kadamlamot kaldangara PGST. Of course ngari tigel guk register del gombali like mom and pops below 300,000 a year. Ngari ako ra el alblam esatial PGST for the last 2 years. Ngora swadel ngayar locally owned del gombali gora okel wase ngari out the swela taxel gora mo omiser tiang e order lo bangela olbil el bol sab el dimo wan el taxel system. Maiga local mom and pop stores bol sab il didakta salary the rear mar expense rather than tigel di masuka 300,000 and more bubble registered PGST also kumun sab ML henzi say.
So lara gere musuyama malungil question ilal sales ya loo da wasing at sumaka 300,000 more bubble kumbali nga shobay gidem lang na PGST. Kasi sulta mal sumaka okay tela la karang imra tarakan more bub or 15 more 300,000 CRT and ding sa ML volunteer more PGST. Ang sa ML choice be harsel business profits tax luway gan maklol shobay deduct the expense wa harara tax or sell profit mang segid ya trigegi the rep ter sel se mal ding artir ndi kal nga tax office ma de kal nga di til di sai del wasing namo so am and the obviously gidra tax ha kal tmok kol wase el sum kurang arnya so mi ada kora adul kora telgibel ngara tetel lo sisak lo kada kai del wasing makram mega decision wasing ngara ngi raw ang man las men obviously seden adul gilel الأمر لونجي لن دريق الأم تريب القوق تيقل سال مال مؤويد لا administration رنجيل بيق بتنجيل لا تاكسن دين أسيمران لاي سكيدا كلوب القول أسيلتا ما قمنا الواساس توانغر الالتايم را هرولي لا را كلول التغوني الالد إمبورت هذا لو ستوانغ 50,000 قرنتيل البيوت اللي هي ترنجيل اندي هذه إرا الانفنتوري ملا هي ترى 50,000 ما تقرا سيجي سلام
Sulang ragira Jennifer, I think in Gira understand was sengara mangari sell 50 to 300,000 el bleda alari lo seng artel system ra GRT. Se umra lo se amle ora se bakrenga rablu wa se ti amal o widre mal mombringa na migre el shobai ma ule se ngaril el sector. Wa ngari se del dawo. Di tiang amal ngidil time. El sorry el switch and el switch. Kadi mirror seguido el teal lo hace el open el mal ngaris el mismo. Of course aquí también se tiene less than 50 de galharo. So sure.
Tial Pacific Mini Games el Maral May. Ngora swa the local le koto ring survey bidar athletes mar baby dar at loader raigal el basyo etigal malko ngaklandi tokora complain alwaseng gora nga renovation gora kuk mo dia ka renovation mangora di swa the local wase ar adara adamrasi I ping on top of it and make sure wase ay tingal contractor sa finish on time and sab idar ngal geden mo practice ay facility mar adal ko coder ay facility longot mo kalgire la mini games lengora di maral may yaw hensi di kumsa vice president el minister ahel dakmlara hospital eli malbe sa hospital malgora clean and the ngaringar gora baby rar patients ngaringi to ase opera press conference edim garira vice president minister health delwase ngaringi akora osengela ministry of health and mohairar ps nursing elogong malulis en mesega da hospital clotret ngaringi ma asel mlong mangile makpogi sangara rumarngi engwal talsil sengamal sme eratret egirel malautil orusel I will twice a day and apple segidarak pol ma 5 o'clock ngamle sola ilum makmlongen diga ha adel mololya ay biringi mang ngoradi mle sola koradi addresser say sulay ke koradi
kita kadalabek la adal di maningel wasing song sar nur setial hospital gid tiadi kal BSL issue tiang makatatal issue ra hospital gid al melmu trela mang as we speak yang malmol mal tial ministry gid blakar ngul lo sigar BSL nur sel me on board na mal betokar kada makasay available nurse ra balur belaw magimal kaon tertirgal giril tua patra PCC rang rame tirigi dia gim target tertir understanding rang kawaset lang ratay ngalget alamo tua patra PCC al almay already yang wal goram rail al do lo bantri wase bol sel bol top emergoibel on board ra tial hospital git kami adiregal matengel wasing taigidal ngal sang sirar nursery git active recruiter outside batangarinya ngara ruwa huriping al nursery gid marangara ruwa Fiji ma almo utal baby rabalu lo lang seur gid mang akti tera ministry mal lingitra kaloreng ra atrabalur belaw ro kuy luwas there tirgal ngara ureo ra mal blagar ril Lorior, of course, number one. Girela toera ministry ra health, girela delivery ra ngil service el morar bekal patients ra hospital para mang solar ra ngil gereng in short ang malamol ma-recruiting al maray ra dia kadil al sel belaw micrel belaw al belang seura toera nursing ra blur belaw. Thank you.
Jena ako te meda urenga sulela a President PCC Dr. Tali. El ngi aguk miltut el mo ngara arsel committee ra omngat maklelam siungel tial maral mail mini games ra abalur belawe ya alastal adu gid mengi yang ngania tablol toil kan geister atokora construction malube mo mga maklelegal venue ra mini games agota mal unpredictable weather all time sebel di mering lasil sera tutau telal hours yang ulle seya tara makpeudawer ongerung a material sel kita import mo regel cook specific facility ngarang lo spe a material sel karbela makadamlara outside di audora marail mal blakaran dira kan traktor emdengel was ngara timeline ma aigal lurior lege mangoy ngarang blakatak la a schedule matemelay gal game markan traktor amring lol degeda kaigal lurior el angam according to Dr. Tele aigel ngaringa ble telgibel push from like mandara March mo o April malubeng April mo ngara al selamay di so far in seb edel mitra aigel temela at tial mini games rea omngat maklilay gal venue po the complete raw era a games mang kadam maral time maudoran mo kosokodala endi akmadingel wase akamiti ma Dr. Telay mar arkan traktor magidelo lang seb seb edel mitra timeline gut maklital ngara al kita ne kongel ukerengi kamsular agere etam saular atal tira involve pertel uriol dire kalolong seb.
نسوام نتلغلق صادر سنة هلا ديكلوت المقطق لا يبير التوي أقوم رالو سيغط الكلول نغران الجذر أضرابلو أجير هذا المدينة أسي أرمان تقليد نغرام تمرولا مالو نغرام تميجا ديسيجن البيس ترانغرام and they should be held accountable for those decisions. Actually سيلة جذا والمسا appointment ترا ترامب ارتريجل منورا secretaries ارتريجي ملمرين لا ديبيت أنا أرمي بريبق ما بتقول كنترير I got fact. So ndi mung toda senkyo 51-50 avanza mo break ratay ndi economics Republicans jump al morabit al side le ngaraul senkyo regular appointment are public. Hindi kal barotol. Kadamdang liya senkyo ela tiya serbo de senkyo minister en barotol. So ngaram ka senkyo lo ay ela hindi ka barotol senkyo mo kasi ay false tilop del information. Hindi ka say ang false klabarang lang opinion na gid. Magita sa mo identify sa ngarawul ka senkyo lo ay ang personal problem ra atang ngara fact. Mga ka ulit kasi kalel bay before at submit bayil agro senate ra semro kam seldi sel rules kami lo ase brot ra senkyo kami tem senkyo by voice bodo na yun ngra you stand for what you believe ngra mo kamartra kal sum komra ra sembra de kalgiran if itamo senkyo by voice makmom de lo ase tirigang amral do ore wadri because se alo marari so be it di as long as at brot la senkyo ya kumra lo ase na agil di malmon di submit to sinakleng barot la sula se la stragament trage oi malo sego e da ora asule ra adar belal tiram no sil tuni ne lang. Edo ora asulir tirgel o ko to bet selta ta jobir tirel al sil mal beto. Mal di imo. Nga olgrilia ngara IQPB. Leitor ore happy birthday le gorgao. دول مول من اسولي ربع الديوس را كل تنات تريا مسكيدا بالواد مغدا ميمو للشير من بلان مرا سنت سيشن متيوكا تمدرو كرا بابليك هيرينغ لو بنغبيو سياكلو يولا لا ميتشوتشين غابلمنت من اسولي ديوس لو مكل تنات را بك الادر بيلاو مع اوكا نكسل بودغا سويسا نزل مونيا بريس كونفرنس next week سوميو okay. Next week, let's have 2 hours. We'll do to discuss maybe. Maybe the